into it. We get a lot of questions about earnest money, and what earnest money is. And earnest money is consideration for somebody accepting your offer. I'm going to bring Tommy in on this one too. So Tommy, as far as earnest money and deciding, clients are always kind of, when we write the offers, it's the second line, how much earnest money it is, and there's always the question of how much should I put in. What do you tell your clients?
Typically it's usually 1% of the sales price, but in some situations you may want to try and strengthen that offer. Banks will look at all different variables of the offer. So if you put a little extra more in, it means that you earnestly are applying that amount.
Well, and sellers too. I mean, the traditional sellers. I mean, if you're getting $2,000 earnest money up front, or you're putting in $10,000, it just makes them feel like, hey, you're more committed to the process.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So as far as the earnest money, a lot of people are confused where that goes and where it sits, and do they get it back? All that kind of stuff. It's deposited in the
broker's trust account, in the listing broker's trust account. So the guy that has the sign in the yard, that's where it will sit, and then that can be applied to your down payment once you get through your different inspections.
And I think another piece is that people don't understand or know that that earnest money cannot be done. Nothing can be done with that earnest money. It does get deposited, but nothing can be done with it unless agreed upon by both parties. Tommy, how about getting that? So just say, hey, the inspection's fine. I'm qualified, but sorry, I don't want to buy it. Now, can I go get my earnest money back?
Usually typically you have your contingencies. You have your inspection contingency. You also have some financing contingencies. Mm-hmm. But once you get through that contingencies and you're saying that you're going forward, and then all of a sudden something else comes on the market that you may like better, or a change of heart, what have you, that's when your earnest money really is on the line. You're earnestly providing that to the seller, saying
that you're going to follow through with the deal. And the other thing is that not only can they keep your earnest money, but they could sue you to perform as well. And I think that's an important thing. It says, there's a lot of things. And I mean, we've had this happen before. And what happens is, if it's our client, we have to do everything we can for our client to be able to protect their interest and do what's best for them. But you also got to remember that there's a seller on the other side as well that, has planned on different things, and, all of a sudden you back out. Just keeping that earnest money is just a small little token of really kind of maybe what has happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of different families involved here. They're usually that you're buying their house. Well, they're going to go buy somebody else's house, and it can go all the way up the ladder.
Right, and I think more so nowadays, I think we're finding people, once they get one, and kind of the reason I brought you on the show, once they get one, it's not so easy getting them anymore, and fighting for them. But you were out. What was it, last week?
It was a busy week last week.
Yeah, last week. But you had 6 different clients.
Yep.
And you made 6 different offers, and you got all 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a little trick there, Denny.
You're not going to jinx him now.
Well, I think I might. I know I have one client, and it's unfortunate, but we've lost out on 6 different deals. I think we finally got one, but it's hard on them. So what's the theory? What are you telling your buyers, or is it luck, or is it doing it the right way?
Well, I think it's doing it the right way. It all just kind of came together last week. But we have been out there seeing what's in the market. It's really an aggressive marketplace. I think the banks are getting pretty savvy with their list prices. 4 out of the 6 were bank-owned properties. So just because they look like their list price are good deals doesn't mean that's what they're going to sell for. And
when you say 4 out of 6 are bank properties, there must have been multiple offers on most of them, or was there, or on all of them?
On all 4, they were multiple offer situations.
Yeah, which is that's not unusual at all. And we don't find out exactly how many offers are on each one, but they do a multiple offer form, and you kind of gotta. What do you tell your client at that point to do?
Well, what I'm just advising them is to pull the comps, not necessarily to go off the list price, but what are we seeing out there that is comparable to it, and really put your best foot forward. And if you don't get it, don't have any buyer's remorse, but don't leave anything on the table as well.
Good advice.